What's up, my fellow traders? Happy New Year in advance. I promised you to record a video where I'm going to teach you how to trade news in combination of technical factors. Now, I get this question asked a lot that, Umar, why don't you look at fundamental signals? Why don't you look at the news events when there are news happening, the big major news happening? Why don't you look at? Let me answer you this question. I'm a technical trader and all the entries I took throughout the years, 95% of the time, all the signal happened due to my technical factors. Now, I do look at fundamentals as well, but that doesn't stop me to enter my technical trades. But I do look at fundamentals when I'm trading commodity, especially natural gas and gold. I don't trade other commodities much. I recently started trading copper and other commodities, but mainly I trade gold and natural gas. And with that, we have some major news event schedule. In that case, I do look at it, and if I have a signal happening according to my technical factors, I have a 3 confluence like the price is at the major area of value, and we have a divergence in the RSI, and with that we have the overbought or oversold situation in the RSI. In that case, if we have a news event schedule that is also signaling me that price is going to push higher, let's say we have an interest rate decision for any particular market, for example, for the dollar, we have a news event, we have an interest rate decision, for example, if the forecast is bullish and my technical signal is coming up as bullish, in that case, I become very confident to enter my trade and I take it with a low risk. Of course, it is not 100%. It can go against you as well. So that is why it is very important to keep your stop loss there. If you have these type of major news event, that can also blow up your account if you have no protection there. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how I took some trades, especially for nat gas and gold, where we have a fundamental signals. I'm going to teach you how you can read the news and how you can combine your technical signals with the news and then take your trades. So let's jump onto the charts and let me show you how we can take our trades in combination with some news events. Let me tell you how to trade the news in combination of your technicals and learn from it and take your efficient trading decisions rather than just enter the market at once the news release. If you enter the market at the news release, it might hit your stop loss with a spread because the brokers, they open the spread when we have a big news events or a major news events, even sometimes a moderate news events, it opens a spread. And if you try to catch the news, what happens is your stop loss will hit quickly. But if you are prepared beforehand, you know that the price is now likely to react after the news event, and if your entry is also happening, in that case, you are already in the trade and the news will just fuel your entry and that will hit your take profit quickly, and then it will likely goes back in the direction which can be after effects of the news. Now let's start with natural gas and let me show you how we predicted the market with the news event and how we entered the trade after the news has happened. Let me show you the clip from my previous videos, and if you want to check that out, feel free to check those videos out. You'll see the card up there to watch the full video. So let me show you what I've said on that day. So let's start the fundamental analysis first with natural gas. Now at this point, according to the research and the news out there, that the temperature in Europe will be less than expected. It won't be much colder. That is why the nat gas price may fall down. Also, due to that, in Europe, the supply of natural gas is around 96%. Approximately, the storage is around 96%. That is why there is more supply but a weaker demand. That can also cause natural gas to push lower. So these are the fundamental factors, the news out there I'm also looking at. But looking at the technical decisions as well, my entry will be totally based on my technical analysis. Fundamentals are bearish and we are also bearish. So in combination of both of them, we are bearish and only looking for bearish trade. Now we're also getting storage report release in a couple of hours. Right here, the forecast is in minus, means it can be a greater demand in natural gas and we can expect some pullbacks. That doesn't mean the price is going to reverse. It means with a greater demand of nat gas, we can get a big pullback and then a possible fall down. Now at this point, I'm not going to take the trades according to the news. If the price was here and we had a signal that we have a greater demand and price is going to push higher, in that case I would enter. So we have both confluences like fundamentals and technical aligning together, like I've shown you a previous trade in the first part of the video. You can also use your Fibonacci tool to calculate your pullbacks, which is something like this right here. For aggressive traders, that can be your limit order, 50% retracement. Take profit can be 1 ATR or 2 ATR. It's totally up to you. I use initially 1 ATR. Stop loss can be above. Take profit can be 1.618 retracement if you want to manage your trades. Nice one. So as you can see, the news came bullish. Right here, I've already informed you that if the news comes bullish, we can get a big pullback, which we had right here. We had a pullback, not a very big, but that was an effect of news. Now at this point, I've said that I'm bearish for natural gas, but would I be entering at this news candle just looking at the news is bullish? What happens after the pullback? The price falls dramatically. Even though the news was bullish, the price still fall. This is just an effect of news that cause a pullback. Now it is also one of my strategy that my students are learning, which I call a U-turn strategy. In combination of this news event, that also could have hit a profit, a little scalp out of that, as that was easily 1 ATR target hit. Now that's a different topic. Let's talk about what you learn here on my YouTube channel. For now, when the news happened, a bullish news happened. Was I bullish? No, I was still looking for bearish trades. Looking at the fundamentals were bearish as well, but a bullish inventory report released. Now the price push up, and that just triggered my order. What was my order? A Fibonacci retracement, a 50% retracement that was from this candle, and I was looking for a pullback for an aggressive entry, which we had. If you are an aggressive trader, we had a hit of the zone below that was broken. We also had this pin bar, and the 50% retracement was your aggressive entry that was just triggered with the news. And as you can see, price again quickly fall, hit 1.618 retracement target. Now if you ask me, if the news was bullish, why you didn't look for the reversal trade? Now the reason number one, the price was trading below all the EMAs. The reason number two, the fundamentals were bearish because of the warm winters in December, which I've already mentioned in my video. And looking at that, the storage was 92 or 98%, I don't remember, which was the increase in natural gas inventory that amplifies the weaker demand and cause a bearish move out of natural gas. So the fundamentals was bearish, but that was just a storage report for a pullback. Now, why I didn't enter my reversal trade? Because it was not one of my area of value. Now, if the news happened, let's say somewhere here, now this was my major area of value, and let's say we had a news due at this point at this candle, and I was already entered my buy trade. In that case, if you have a news and that was expected an increased demand in natural gas that caused a price to push higher, if that was a news expected, in that case I still would have been prepared to enter this trade. I would have been in the trade already, and if the news was in my favor, in that case that just fuel my take profit and hit the next level of resistance easily. That's how we can trade with the news in combination of technicals. But the reason I'm showing you this, that if I have a technical signal, that doesn't stop me to enter the trade, but we prepared to take the trades already from days, and when the price is in the zone, you take your trades, and if the news is in your favor, that can likely push the price higher. But if the news is against you, put the stop loss there and enter with a low risk. In that case, I would still enter my trade, but with the low risk, so that if the price goes against me dramatically, I'll be out and I will not blow up my account. I'm going to show you the very good example of gold, where we had a CPI report, FOMC just happened recently 2 days ago, and how nicely the price hit my take profit. For now, a nice example of a breather out of the news, and then the price was bearish and pushed lower. Now let me show you one more example where we had a news released here. As you can see, that was a news candle right here on 30th of November. We had a news released right here, 30th of November, right here. The news was bearish. Right here, as you can see, if the increase in natural gas inventory is more than if expected, it implies a weaker demand and bearish for natural gas prices. Right here, we have a weaker demand on net gas. As you can see, it was more than expected. It was more than the forecast. And if you come back on the charts right here, so more than forecast, it was bearish. So fundamentals were bearish, and what are we? We are bearish as well. Now, if you say, Omar, yeah, that move has happened because of the fundamentals. No, we were prepared for this symmetrical triangle pattern that if the price broke below, we are going to take our trade. We will keep a stop loss above this pattern, take profit wherever you want to take it. Right here, we had a massive move down. Now, let me show you that I've actually said that we were prepared for the technical signal right here. So price is now pushing lower, as mentioned in my yesterday's video, that I'll be only looking at sell trades. For now, I can see a possible pattern here, which I call a symmetrical triangle pattern. If you know the rules, below 50 EMA, if this pattern forms, then I look for bearish trades only if the price breaks and close below this pattern. Once that happens, I keep my stop loss above and take profit wherever you want to take it. So price is now below 50 EMA and forms this pattern. If we have a break and close below, in that case we have a likely chance that price will push lower. Right, nice one. So as you can see, the news came bearish. Right here, the release on 30th of November, that came bearish. In combination of that, I've already shown you that we are getting a symmetrical triangle pattern. In that case, now what would you do? Just enter straight away at the news candle. Right, as you can see right here, 30th of November, this was the news candle. It took a while to react out of the news, but we were prepared for a bearish trades only. Here I am confident to enter my bearish trade if the price breaks and close below, because I knew that news came bearish. I'm only going to enter my sell trade if my condition meets, and as you can see, the price nicely falls. Now in the earlier example I've just shown, in this trade the news came bullish. Now, did I enter bullish trade just by the news, just by looking at the news? No, I did not enter the bullish trade because the technical factors was bearish. Market is trending lower. We have an increased supply of natural gas in Europe. Warm December, even though the news came bullish, I did not place all my money here. Instead, I used the news to fuel the price to trigger my possible entry, which was my 50% retracement, or we had a 382 candle as well. That is also one of the sell condition. Even though we have a bullish news, I still waited to enter my trade, and that is my sell trade. So that is how we look at the both factors, technical and fundamentals. Here we had a bearish news and a bearish signal. In that case, we are completely good to go short. In this case, we are bearish, but news came bullish, but we waited for the price to trigger our order, rejects from here 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then the price falled eventually. I hope that makes sense. If not, please rewind, rewatch it. I'm sure it's going to make sense to you once you watch it 2-3 times. Yes, if the news was against you, we had a dramatic push up, you are out of the trade. That's it. But we are bearish, fundamentals bearish, we are technically bearish. So the weight is on the bearish side. So why not entering the trade? So that is how we take our trades in combination of news. I'm going to give you a good example of gold just 2 days ago with the FOMC meeting, and how nicely we already prepared for the trades. I've already sent the zones to my members that we are going to enter our buy trade if the price hit the zone. Not just buying when the price hit the zone, we look for a double bottom pattern once the price hit the zone, or bullish engulfing pattern if the price hit the zone. Without a reason, we are not entering the trade. Now the zone was already sent 7 days ago, and that was already mentioned in my videos as well. So you can't say that you didn't know about the zones, or that this move happened just because of the news event. No, that happens way after we were prepared for the zones to take over entries. We are already in the trade. But yes, the FOMC meeting, the interest rate decisions is a major news event, and that can easily blow up your account. This big candle was more than 700 pips, so trust me, your account will be washed out if you have not placed your stop loss. Let's say if this was an opposite way, what could have happened to your account? You would be out, your money will be finished, all the winning trades you had, that would have gone down in drain. So now I was prepared to take my trade. We had a double bottom pattern, right? But let me show you what I've said in my previous video, so that first you see how we were prepared to take the entries. And I've also mentioned that we are getting a news event shortly. Let me show you all that so that you can understand the conditions as well. So gold is now still in the level of support. I've mentioned a trend continuation zone bullish. Now at this point, as you can see, the price is in a process of forming a double bottom pattern, something like this. So keep your rejection zones like this, and I'll still wait for the price to come in this zone, reject from here. And if you have a bullish engulfers, 382 candles, hammer candles within the rejection box, in that case we have a buy signals, and stop loss will be below the pattern. Once we have a condition, take profit wherever you want to take it, or your initial targets can be 180, which is right here, $10 at this point. Gold is now in the rejection box right here, rejected from the rejection box. As mentioned yesterday, we had a bullish engulfing pattern, so it is a valid technical buy signal. But we have a Fed interest rate decision coming up very shortly. That is why I'm paying attention to this interest rate decision. If you have an interest rate decision more than the forecast, as you can see, the previous two forecast, we have the kept interest rate same. If you have a decision more than the forecast, in that case we have a strength in a dollar and gold will push lower. But if it stays the same or if they lower the interest rate, then we have a good chance that the dollar will get weaker and gold will push higher from here. That is why I'm just looking at how the market reacts. Otherwise, a technical signal has happened right here, but we have a Fed interest rate decision, which is a major news event. That is why I'm closely paying attention. If you have a forecast in my favor, then in that case, we have a both technical and fundamental signal, and price will likely push higher. So also have an RSI divergence right here with a double bottom pattern, a very good technical signal for buy as well. But again, we have a Fed news that I'm closely paying attention, and I'll be only entering with a very small risk right here. Nice one. So as you can see how nicely we were prepared to take our entries from this zone. We didn't know what's going to happen once the news will release. All we knew that if the price comes in my zone in the area of value and forms some sort of condition, and we had a double bottom engulfing pattern, and with that, what do we have? We had a divergence in the RSI as well, where price is making a lower lows right here and RSI is making higher lows, making this a valid bullish divergence, weakening in bearish momentum. And we had a technical signal, the price is in the zone. Number one, price forms double bottom pattern. Number two, price forms a divergence in the RSI. Number three. So we had three strong technical signal, and plus we were prepared to enter the trade. Now I've mentioned that I'm entering this trade with a very low risk because of FOMC meeting that can cause a big moves like this. And as you can see, that didn't stop me to enter my trade, and that made me, this little trade made me a decent amount of money, a $9 take profit for me. Didn't manage this trade because I was not sure what's going to happen after the news release. So I was out with a decent profit of $9. That is enough for me because I was in the other trades as well. But eventually we came out as a winner. But now let's say you have no stop loss there, and let's say the price moved against you. You know the results. You would be out. That's why I was prepared with my stop loss. If the news was against me, that would not wash my account. I will sit back. Okay, stop loss is hit. I will look for the next opportunity. At least I can able to take next opportunity rather than just sitting back and can't do anything by seeing potential opportunities in the market. So that is how we trade the news in combination of a technical factors. I hope you got a value out of this little lesson of how to trade the news, and I hope you can implement that in your trading. Test your strategies first. Once you have a tested strategy, you know how to mark these zones, you know how to identify the double bottoms, you know the bullish signals or a bearish signals, and combine all that with fundamentals and then take your trades. Check the news out there, exactly same as natural gas. We were bearish for natural gas. We entered the trade, a bearish trade with a symmetrical triangle. The news was in our favor, so we are more confident to take our trades rather than just enter blindly just at the news candle. Right, so you see how nicely the price action goes if you combine them with your fundamental or the news out there. So that is how I take my trade, and that is how I took all the trades throughout the year. And trust me guys, at the end of the year, I can say I came out as a profitable trader, more than 78% gains, which I'm going to show you in my next video, where I'm going to show you all the trades I have taken with a timestamp as well. Remember, everything is going to be transparent so that you know that I've actually took those trades and also sent in the priority group, and I'm going to show you the results. You're going to be amazed by looking at the results. So I hope you got a value out of this video, and I hope you have learned something out of it. If yes, hit a like button for me, subscribe if you're new, so that we can all trade together and trade efficiently. Hope you trade green. I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, take care.